Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün gelecek planlarınız için yeni popüler meslekler sunumu ile Santa Monica College'dan Deniz bizlerle olacak. Lütfen sorularınızı sağ alt köşede questions bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Deniz, the stage is yours now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity to speak with all of you. My name is Denise Kinsella, and I am speaking to you from Santa Monica College. We have students from more than 100 countries studying at SMC right now. We are a community college, which means that we offer the first 2 years of university level studies, accredited exactly the same as university classes. So students leaving high school can choose to start at community college, or they can go directly into university. Some students choose community college to start at because it makes it much easier for them to transfer to university later. For example, a school like UCLA will limit the number of international students that they will admit as freshmen in the first year, but there is no limit to the number of international students that they will admit in the third year. So it can be much easier for international students to enter top universities like UCLA as transfer students rather than freshmen. And when you get your UCLA degree at the end, it doesn't say that you started at community college. It shows your degree. It looks like every other student's degree. So there's no difference at all in the final degree. Santa Monica College is located in the state of California in the United States. We are very close to Los Angeles. We're actually in Los Angeles County, and we're in the beach resort community of Santa Monica. So we're just a couple of kilometers from the beach. Our students spend lots of time down by the water. There's a nice beach boardwalk where you can go bicycling or skateboarding. There's a little theme park with a Ferris wheel down at the pier. We're also very close to the Hollywood and the Santa Monica Hills. So it's a nice place to go hiking if you want to step away from the water and go hiking in the mountains. That's something that's available as well. But our location is also ideal for your academic and your career goals as well. We're located very close to the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL, and Boeing, Cedars-Sinai and UCLA medical centers, Silicon Beach, the Port of Los Angeles, the LA Fashion District, Hollywood and the Entertainment District, and the LA Financial District. And with this proximity to these big city features, we are able to partner with each of these industries to develop classes that help prepare you to be very strong candidates for jobs in these fields. We also partner with these industries to help set up internships for you. Many of our students take advantage of internships in these fields and areas. At Santa Monica College, you have a choice to study on campus. We have our on-campus classes back in person as usual, or we have continued to offer virtual classes, online classes. So if you want to start your first semester from your home country, you can do that as well and join us later on. For some students, they have personal reasons for wanting to start from home. Other students may have difficulty getting a visa, and taking some classes at Santa Monica College online can make it easier to get your visa later on because it shows that you already have a relationship with the school. You really do have an academic reason for coming to the United States. And there are several degrees that we offer online at Santa Monica College. We also offer these degrees on campus, but if you were not able to come to the US at all, here are some of the degrees that you could earn completely online. So why Santa Monica College? We asked our students to tell us why they chose SMC, and I'm going to share their top 5 reasons with you, starting at the bottom of the list with reason number 5. And that is because of our faculty. Now, if you go directly to a university, especially your first and second year, many of your classes, the lecture may be delivered by a professor, but the assignments and the feedback on your assignments often comes from graduate students. The classes are huge. They can be hundreds of students, even over 1,000 students. And the professor is busy doing research. They don't spend a lot of time with students. And so you get that feedback from graduate students. However, if you start at Santa Monica College, all of our classes are taught by professors. All of the feedback is given by professors, and our class sizes are quite small. The average class size is about 18 to 25 students. So you get a lot of attention from that professor. When our professors do research, they don't go off in the lab with their graduate students. They involve you. Our undergraduate students, even first-year students, are involved in research with our professors. So our students get a lot of hands-on attention from professors, a lot of experience that they would not get if they started at a university. Reason number 4 is because of our large network of counselors. In fact, we have the largest network of support counselors of any college in California. And that means our students are very, very successful. Our counselors are there to help you if you have a question. If they see an opportunity that they think would be good for you, then they reach out to you proactively. Or if they hear from your professor, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Get a little drink. If they hear from your professor that you're struggling in class, then your counselor may reach out to you to offer you help as well, to make sure that you know about the different support services on campus. Reason number 3 that students shared with us is because we have so many different degrees and certificates available at the college. We have over 180 different subjects that we teach. So you may come to Santa Monica College knowing what you want to study, but many of our students find that they change their mind while they're at the college, or they come not knowing what they want to study. And so they'll maybe start with liberal arts or a subject that their parents recommend, but because of the different classes, the different opportunities to explore what your passion is and what your real interests are, students often change their degree and end up with a degree that they're really excited about by the end of their time at SMC. When they transfer on to university, they know that they're in the right field and they're not wasting time or money. On the screen right now, you can see the programs that are the most popular among international students. Business and general science always top the list. Santa Monica College has many special programs that help students succeed in specialized areas. We have a STEM program, we have an acting program, but some of the special programs I want to talk about today are those on the screen. First, we have an intensive English program for students whose English is not quite ready for the academic classes. You can enter the intensive English program at the beginning of any month, so there's a lot of flexibility in that program. The classes are taught by our SMC professors, and the goal is to get you ready for academic classes as soon as possible. So students generally spend no more than a semester in the intensive English program before they transfer on to the academic program. The second program I'd like to talk about is our package programs. We have package programs in business, sports and nutrition, psychology, and fashion. And these programs set up specific classes for you to take in your first semester so that you are guaranteed those classes. Some of those classes are very popular and difficult to get into, but if you sign up for a package program, you're guaranteed those classes in your first semester so that you can really get a running start towards success in those degrees and fields. So if that sounds interesting to you, please ask us more about the package program. We can send you a flyer and talk a little bit more in detail. And the third program I thought I'd talk about today is the Scholars Program. This is for students who are enjoy studying, who want to work very hard and make it into some of those very competitive universities like UCLA or Stanford or Harvard. The Scholars Program offers you a small cohort of students who are all, interested in studying and working together to advance to some of these top institutions. The Scholars Program students have an easier time of making it into those universities because of special agreements that we have with universities to introduce our scholars students to them. So you can ask us more about that if that's something that might be interesting to you. Reason number two that our students choose Santa Monica College is because everything I've been talking about, the world-class education, hands-on attention from professors, cutting-edge facilities are all offered at a very affordable price. The tuition for 1 year for our international students at Santa Monica College is still less than $10,000 per year, only about less than $5,000 per semester. And the total cost, including your living expenses and your personal expenses, including travel expenses, is about $35,500 US per year. This is very affordable compared to universities. There are some scholarships available for international students. SMC gave out over $1 million in scholarships last year, and we are poised to give out about the same amount this year. Scholarships are available to students after your first semester at Santa Monica College, and they're based on your academic success at SMC, as well as your involvement in the SMC community, either through clubs or other activities that we may be offering. Another way to fund your education, but also to get some great experience, is through the internship programs. There are internships available for international students at SMC. You can get an internship during your studies or after you complete your studies, and our Career Services Center helps you to do that. Most of the internships that we offer are paid internships. So this is why I bring this up now. This is another way to put some money in your pocket, make some money to help pay for your next semester, is through our internship program. But of course, the most important part of our internship program is that it gives you hands-on experience in the field that you're studying. So you can really determine, is this the job for me? Is this the career path that I really want? Or do I want to tweak it a little bit and head in a different direction? Finally, the number one reason that students indicated for choosing Santa Monica College is because of our reputation as the top transfer institution in the country. We're number one in transfers for 31 years now. I need to update my slide. Number one to the UC system, USC, Loyola Marymount, and even the Ivy League Columbia University, which is on the East Coast in New York. But we're number one in transfer when you look at schools west of the Mississippi River. So we're very proud of that and very excited for our students and the success that they experience. I think the reason that we're number one in transfer is because we do give our students access to professional quality facilities from their very first semester. We have very small classes, so students get lots of attention and help. And our students are getting a lot of personal assistance from professors, both in the classroom and during the professor's office hours outside of the classroom. Our professors want to teach at SMC because they want you to be successful. They want to be part of your academic success and progress, and they are all in to help you. In addition to our professors, we have many free support services on campus. We have several free tutoring centers that are staffed by students who do exceptionally well in those classes. They don't only just have a 4.0 in those classes, but they know how to explain what they've learned. They're really good at that, and so they're there to help you. We have support services for transfer, disabled services, personal counseling, and so forth. And then our International Education Center, just for international students, helps you not only with your academics, our counselors help you with that, but we're also going to help you with all of those questions that come up outside of your day-to-day academic life. We help you with the questions that may come up outside. For example, how do I get a job? How do I find a new place to live? I'm having a problem with my landlord. Can you help me with that? And we are there to help you with that. We have 36 staff members in the International Education Center who are there just for you international students to help you be successful. So Santa Monica College is a global destination. Again, we have students from more than 100 countries studying with us. We have the largest international student population at any community college in California, the second largest in the country. We have more than 2,000 students from more than 80 countries, actually more than 100 countries now. And as I mentioned, the program that we're offering is such a high quality program, and yet it's very affordable. The average full-time tuition is $9,264 compared to UCLA, UC Berkeley, where their average is about $64,000. And we just had graduation over the weekend. We heard about where all of our students were going. And you can see from the screen that our students go to top institutions all across the country. Not only do we offer a rich academic life, but we have a vibrant student life as well. I've worked at a couple other community colleges, and I can say that SMC is really special in terms of its student life. There's always something going on campus: live music, resource fairs, club activities. There's always something to do on campus. We have over 60 special interest clubs, as well as additional extracurricular activities for you to become involved in and to help you meet friends. Off campus, there's a lot to do as well. We're close to the water, so there are beach sports. We have the Venice canals where you can go kayaking and wakeboarding. There's hiking up in the hills, outdoor dining, theaters, karaoke bars, billiards, you name it. You'll be able to find it here. Santa Monica College is located in a residential area, so it's very easy to find housing. We have many families in the area who rent rooms out, but the majority of our students prefer a little more independence, and they live in apartments. We have apartments walking distance from the campus, as well as a little further away, right on the bus line. So you just take one bus to get to campus. And transportation around town is very easy. We have 64 miles of bike paths. Many of our students choose to ride bikes because the weather here is so nice. It's easy to get around by bike. We also have the Big Blue Bus, which is free for our SMC students. You just show your ID card and you can take that bus anywhere it goes. It goes all over Santa Monica, into Culver City, even to downtown Los Angeles. You can also use your SMC ID card to use the Metro Light Rail train, which goes out to Orange County, Angel Stadium, Dodger Stadium for the baseball games. It goes all over. So it's very easy to get around without a car. And we, in fact, recommend that you don't spend the money to buy a car. So how do you get admitted to SMC? The application process is very easy. You can apply online. Once you've started your application and paid the application fee, you'll be matched up with one of our admissions coaches to assist you, and they'll answer all of your questions through the application process. If you upload a document that we cannot accept, we don't deny you. We'll tell you why we can't accept that document, and we'll help you to adjust it so that you can upload it again so that you can be admitted. While you're still at home and thinking about where you want to go, we invite you to join us in the virtual world. We have virtual guided campus tours. If you go online to our website and look for campus tours, you'll find a virtual option that you can sign up for. We also have an open house every Tuesday. If you join our Instagram and follow us on Instagram, you'll get the link to our open house and also our Friday mingle when we offer that. That's offered about once a month. So at this point, this is how you would contact us later. Find us online on the website. Connect with us through Instagram, through our Facebook account, through Twitter. Just you can connect with us in a lot of different ways, and we are here to answer your questions and to help you figure out if Santa Monica College is a good fit for you. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen now. I think, there we go. And I'm available to answer any questions that you may have. I don't think we have any questions yet. Here we go. I do see a couple of questions. Someone is asking, do you require a TOEFL or IELTS score? If so, what is the minimum? If you're applying for our intensive English program, there is no TOEFL score required. But if you're applying for our academic program, we ask for a TOEFL score of 45 or an IELTS score of 5. Somebody is asking, what GPA do you need to get into Santa Monica College? We don't have a GPA requirement for students who are coming from overseas. And that's primarily because you come from so many different types of backgrounds. And we offer so many different kinds of classes. We have basic skills classes for students who may have struggled. Like myself, when I was in high school, I struggled a bit with math. So basic skills for math would have been useful for me. But I did really well in English and history and things like that. And I was able to take honors courses in those fields. And we offer both basic skills and honors. So there's no GPA requirement. Let's see, can we have a scholarship when we start school directly? The scholarships offered by Santa Monica College are offered for students who've completed at least one semester. There are private scholarships outside. You can Google them and search for them, and you could use those scholarships to help fund your education, but those would not be through Santa Monica College. Let's see, I think I answered this one already. Someone is asking if there are online course options. Yes, we do. We offer a huge number of online courses, so you can study completely online from your home country if you would like. Just let us know when you apply that that's what you are planning to do, and we'll adjust your application. For example, if you're planning to study online, you don't need to show proof of financial ability. That's really only required if you're applying for a visa and coming to the United States in person. Do we offer English language preparation? Yes, we do. We offer English language preparation all year long, all throughout the year. We admit students to our English language preparation course once a month at the beginning of every month, and then you can stay as long as you need to. So some of our students stay 3 or 4 months, some students stay the entire year. It depends on what your goals are and what your English level is. Great questions. Thank you for all those questions. I think I've answered all of them so far. I can stay on for a little bit longer. If you have other questions, I'm happy to answer them. Sometimes students ask about getting a job on campus. We do have jobs on campus for our students. There aren't enough jobs, I would say, for every student who's looking. But one of the nice things is that many of our departments really seek out international students to work in their departments. We know that international students don't have as much opportunity to work off campus, but you are allowed to work on campus. And so we like to give those jobs to our international students. And our international students have worked very hard to get to our campus. So many of them are much more reliable than some of the domestic students who didn't have to work so hard to get there. And our departments like that. And so there are many, many opportunities for international students to work on campus. Somebody asked, are we applying from the Common App? No, you would not apply using the Common App. You would apply using our online application on our website. And I don't know if there's a chat where I can type the address. Sorry, I don't see that here. So anyway, go to smc.edu and look for the international application. You should be able to find it fairly easily, and that's the application that we would be used. The accommodation options, so someone is asking about accommodations. Do we stay in a dorm or rent a room? You would be renting a room. So you would rent a room either with a family who lives nearby or rent a room in an apartment nearby. And we do help you with that. We can point you in the right direction to show you different places where you would be able to rent a place to live. But Santa Monica College does not have dormitories. Any other questions? You guys are asking such good questions. I'm glad you're thinking about these things before you get to campus. Sometimes people ask about how to make friends, especially now after the pandemic. I think it can be harder to make friends than it was in the past. And I think one of the best ways to make friends is to join one of our clubs on campus. They're social clubs. Students get together on the weekends with friends that they made in the clubs. So joining a club is often a great way to make friends. How about living expenses around the campus and in the city center? There are some places that are more expensive than others, and our housing coordinator can help you to understand which neighborhoods are more expensive, which are less expensive. Living expenses vary so widely depending on whether you cook or you eat out all the time. Eating out is super expensive. So if you don't know how to cook, that's something that you can learn now before you study abroad. There are lots of different kinds of grocery stores, so many fresh fruits and vegetables here that you have access to. We have the Santa Monica Farmers Market every Wednesday, where you can go and get organic, fresh fruits and vegetables to cook with. So that's a great way to save some money and also just eat very, very well while you're here. Having roommates, sharing rooms with people can also lower your expenses. If you're living on a budget like most students are, we encourage you to have roommates and not try to live alone. So I hope that's helpful. Which ranked universities are we able to transfer to? We have students who transfer to really every university in the United States. We have students transferring to top universities like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Penn State, University of Pennsylvania, Vassar, Stanford, UCLA, USC. All of these schools are places that Santa Monica College students transfer to. Transfer is our goal. It's to help you transfer, and we have relationships with universities all across the country. Most of our strongest relationships are with the universities here in California because that's where most of our students transfer. But if you're interested in transferring to a school outside of California, then our transfer counselors are specialists who will reach out to those different universities and talk to them and find out exactly what you need to do to be competitive to transfer onto those universities. But we do transfer students anywhere really in the country, as well as to some international universities. We've transferred students to universities in Paris, in Italy, mostly in Europe, I think, also though in Japan and Korea. Are there any exams to get admitted to SMC? There are not. There used to be. We used to have placement exams, but we don't have that anymore. We learned that we didn't get the best information because so many students get really nervous when they take exams and don't do their best. And that wasn't helping us to place students appropriately in classes. So now we have an experience called the guided self-placement, where you will answer questions about what kind of math you've studied, what kind of English you've studied. You'll see some examples and you'll be able to say, yes, I recognize that, or no, I don't recognize that. And that's going to help us to place you in the right classes without you having to go through the anxiety of having to take an exam. So we don't require the SAT, we don't require the ACT. Those exams are not helpful to us. So you're off the hook, no exams. Somebody else again is asking about online options. So yes, we have many, many online options. Many of our courses can be taken on campus, or you can choose to take them online. And we have about 35 different degrees that can be earned 100% online. Does the university have a summer program for high school students? We have summer programs, but we have high school students who come and study in our summer programs, but we don't have summer programs that are especially designed for high school students. I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but at least our local high school students have the option to take classes at community colleges. That's a normal opportunity that's available for them if we have seats open. They enroll after everybody else does. But again, we don't have any program that's specifically designed for high school students, for international high school students at least. People are asking about the expenses. The monthly, like living expenses for a student would really vary depending on where you decide to live. For example, a one-bedroom apartment might cost, depending on where it is, between $1,000 and $2,000. If you're paying that all by yourself, that's quite expensive, but normally students would get a roommate, so maybe they'd only be paying $500 a month. Other people decide to take 2 or 3 roommates to lower the costs even further. Monthly expenses depend on whether you are taking advantage of the free transportation opportunities, or you have an apartment close to the college, or you don't. So if you buy a car, that's going to be really expensive, and that's going to add to your monthly expenses. Monthly expenses also depend on how you eat. Do you cook for yourself? That's going to be much less expensive than if you go out and buy food. The overall average for our students is about $35,000 a year, including tuition and living expenses. I know these are important questions, but one of the things that you'll need to do is kind of sit down and think about where you want to live, how you want to eat. And once you have answers to those questions, you can reach out to us through our email or our website, and we can help you to determine much more exactly what your personal month-to-month expenses would be. Can we transfer our credits if we start at Santa Monica College? Yes, you can. That's a great question, and an important part of what we do is we make relationships with the universities in California and around the country to make sure that the credits that you earn at Santa Monica College transfer onto those institutions. And your job is to meet regularly with a counselor to make sure that the credits that you're taking transfer to the school that you want to go to. Here in the United States, every school makes their own determination about which classes they'll accept, which units they'll accept. And so it's important for you to communicate with the counselor to make sure, if you want to go to USC, for example, which English class should you take? Which one is USC going to accept? If you want to go to UCLA, to their economics program, which business classes are going to meet their requirements and which are not. UCLA does not accept our Business 1, for example, but they do accept many of our other business courses. So you want to make sure to work closely with a counselor so that the classes that you're taking will transfer to the school that you want to go to. Is it hard to apply to Yale? Yes, it is. Yale is one of the top institutions in the world. It's very, very, very competitive. You're asking what GPA do you need to get in? It's more than GPA. I don't work for Yale, so I can't tell you exactly what they look for, but I can tell you that there are students with more than a 4.0. They take advanced placement courses at their high school, and they might have a 4.3 or a 4.5, and they still don't get into Yale, because Yale is not just looking for GPA. They're looking for a well-rounded student body. They're looking for, what else do you do besides study hard? What do you do outside of your classes? What is your passion, and what have you done to pursue that passion? How have you been involved in your community? Or are you an artist, or are you a musician? They're looking for, who are you outside of class and outside of the library? So that's an important thing to think about when you're trying to apply and preparing to apply to top institutions around the United States. You want to do more than just study hard. You want to get involved in the community and make a contribution, because that is the type of thing that those top institutions are looking for. You guys are asking such great questions. Thanks for all of your questions. Let's see. I see lots of thank yous in the chat. You're welcome, everybody. It's been my pleasure to be with you today. Please, if you do have other questions about Santa Monica College after this presentation, I hope that you will come to our website, smc.edu. Let's see, let me give you some information here in the chat. The email that I just gave you in the chat is our main email address. It's a great way to contact us, and then your message can be forwarded to the correct person. And this web address is where you'll find our application. The smc.edu/IAPP is where you'll find our online application. And smc.edu international is where you will find our website. And it looks like, how long does the application process take? If you submit a completed application to us, all documents at the same time and everything meeting our criteria, then it usually takes us about 3 to 5 days to review your application and provide an answer to you. All right, any other questions? You're welcome. Thank you all for taking the time to come onto this website and to hear the presentation. And again, I invite you to connect with us through our website later on if you have other questions that come up, or if you'd like more details about some of the things that I talked about. I was really only able to talk in general terms today, and I know some of you had very specific questions. So I invite you to connect with us over our website or through our email, and we can give you some more detailed information about some of our special programs and opportunities. All right, so I'm going to wish you all a very pleasant afternoon.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Deniz. It was very informative for the attendees, and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers too.
My pleasure. Thank you for this opportunity.
Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Santa Monica College ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden Deniz'e ulaşabilirsiniz. Aynı zamanda linkleri incelemenizde faydalı olacaktır. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Deniz. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
My pleasure as well. Have a good day, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.